Forget the treats. Forget the toys. Your dog doesn't need more love. He needs a nervous system he can trust. If you've ever offered a toy, a treat, or a belly rub, and your dog still looks at you completely unsettled, still feels far away, you are not doing something wrong because you love him too little. You just don't realize that dogs don't experience love the way we do. They experience it as biology, as a nervous system they can borrow calm from. Here's the moment most owners never expect. Giving your dog a treat while saying, "I love you," is like whispering in a language he can't hear. You're using human affection to try to reach a nervous system that only responds to nervous systems. That's not a training mistake. That's a species mismatch. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. So let's talk about why the toys, the treats, and even the best intentions in the world haven't been enough, and what actually creates the bond you've been trying to build all along. Think about the last time you pet your dog while scrolling your phone. Your hand was moving, your attention wasn't. And here's the uncomfortable part. Your dog felt that gap. Dogs don't read your words. They read your body. Casual, distracted touch doesn't calm a dog's nervous system. It confuses it, because the signal your hand sends and the signal your energy sends don't match. That mismatch is exhausting for a dog to process, over and over, every single day. Then there's the chaos most owners never notice they're creating. A walk at 7 some days, 10 on others. Meals whenever it's convenient. Attention in bursts, then long stretches of silence. To you, that's just life. To your dog, that unpredictability keeps his stress cycle switched on, because he has no biological routine to anchor to, no rhythm to trust. A dog without routine isn't relaxed. He's on alert, quietly, all the time, waiting to find out what happens next. And here's one more thing almost no one talks about. Boredom isn't a personality trait. When a dog is labeled lazy, stubborn, or difficult, what's often actually happening is a starved mind. Dogs were built to problem solve, to search, to use their senses for a living, and a life without that isn't peaceful for them. It's understimulating in a way that eventually shows up as behavior you don't like. Which brings us to walks, because this is where the well-intentioned blindness runs deepest. You clip the leash on, and your only goal is to burn energy. You want him tired by the time you're home. But a walk built purely around muscle isn't a walk built around your dog's mind. Dogs experience the world primarily through scent. When you rush him past every fence post and fire hydrant, you're not giving him exercise. You're denying him the one activity that actually lets his mind decompress. A walk without sniffing is a body moving through space with nowhere for the mind to land. There's real science behind this. A study published in the journal Applied Animal Behavior Science found that dogs given time to search and sniff freely showed measurably more optimistic behavior afterward than dogs who were only walked at heel. What some trainers call mental decompression turns out to be one of the simplest ways to shift a dog's entire emotional state. Let that sink in. The sniffing you've been rushing past this whole time was the therapy session. Now here's the part that might be the hardest to hear, and I want you to know, this isn't about blame. Every owner watching this loves their dog. That was never the question. The question is whether that love is landing the way you think it is. Because there's a very real chance that all this time, your dog hasn't been misbehaving at all. He's been communicating through pacing, through panting that doesn't match the temperature, through a lowered tail, a tucked body, a refusal to settle. And those silent stress signals were sitting right there, waiting for someone to notice. So what's actually going on underneath all of this? Here's the epiphany, and it changes everything once you understand it. Your dog isn't just living near your nervous system, he's borrowing it. A landmark study in the Journal of Comparative Psychology documented something remarkable. Dogs treat their owners the same way human infants treat a parent. They use you as what scientists call a secure base attachment. When you're calm and present, your dog explores the world with confidence. When you're anxious, distracted, or scattered, his body picks up on that state and mirrors it back, whether you meant to send that signal or not. This is the foundation of what we call the emotional sync method. The understanding that your dog's behavior is rarely about disobedience. It's about co-regulation. Your dog isn't clingy, he isn't needy. He is, quite literally, borrowing your nervous system to figure out whether the world right now is safe. And that means the most powerful tool you have for bonding with your dog was never in your treat pouch. It was in your own state of calm. Your dog doesn't need more love. He needs a nervous system he can trust. If that idea landed with you, go ahead and hit like on this video right now and subscribe if you haven't. It genuinely helps this reach more owners who are stuck exactly where you were a few minutes ago. Let's get practical, because understanding this changes nothing if you don't apply it. Here are 3 shifts you can start today. First, deliberate touch. Instead of petting on autopilot, try this. Before you touch your dog, take one breath. Slow your hand down. Make contact with intention, the same way you'd hold the hand of someone you care about during a hard moment. Even 15 seconds of deliberate touch, done with your full attention, regulates a dog's nervous system in a way that 5 minutes of distracted petting never will. Second, build a biological routine. Your dog doesn't need a rigid schedule down to the minute. He needs predictable anchors, a consistent time to eat, a consistent time to walk, a consistent wind down before bed. Predictability is what allows his stress cycle to actually close instead of staying open all day. Third, give him back his nose. On your next walk, pick just one stretch, even 5 minutes, where there's no destination, no pulling him forward. Let him sniff exactly what he wants to sniff, for as long as he wants to sniff it. You're not wasting time. You're giving his mind the one form of decompression it's been asking you for. Small shifts, but they speak directly to the biology instead of around it. Now, here's something worth sitting with. Everything we just covered, deliberate touch, biological routine, mental decompression, these are pieces. They work, but they're pieces of something bigger. A complete framework for reading what your dog's body has been telling you all along, and for regulating your own state so your dog finally has something steady to borrow. That complete framework is what The Dog Who Understands You walks you through, chapter by chapter, including the 5 invisible errors almost every loving owner makes without ever realizing it. If you want to go deeper, head over to our community tab. There's a free emotional sync method checklist waiting for you there. 10 things to check before every interaction with your dog. No email required. Just download it and put it somewhere you'll actually see it. Your dog was never asking for a toy. He doesn't need more love. He needs a nervous system he can trust. Now you know how to give him one.